How can I help?
Tell me, Doctor, do you have a morgue in your dispensary?
Yes, it is the busiest place in the building.
We would like to see it.
The door at the far end, the one with the unpleasant smell.
Very good. Farewell, Doctor.
See you soon, perhaps. And take care of yourself.
My husband can't pay the rent. We've got nowhere to go.
There's nothing left at all. I have to close. Oh, what misery.
You ain't from around here. You shouldn't stay here. It ain't healthy.
Hey, give me a little something, you cheapskate.
I'm starving. Help me, for pity's sake.
We must find the place indicated with the cross on the map we found in the morgue.
I'm starving. Help me, for pity's sake.
Buy my flowers, my lord, for your dear departed.
The rope used to tie up the Bishop of Knightsbridge came from this cemetery. It is only worn on the one side because it is used to lower coffins into graves.
We must find the...
Perfect. It's open. Here, this hut is on the map. Let us search it from top to bottom, Watson.
Oh, what a jumble. How is it that there is no room in this cemetery?
Impossible to open it.
Bags filled with nails. There are a lot of them. Well, really.
I can see a large crack. I'll need something
Bags filled with nails. Bags filled with nails.
I can see a large crack. I'll need something thin. A hole was drilled a short while ago. There is a sack inside this hole. Let us see what is inside it.
We are making headway. How do we know what this means?
This message confirms that we are on the right track.
Valuable objects. But what are they doing here? Bags filled with nails. There are a lot of them. Well, really. Let's find the Lover's Tree, Holmes.
This shovel belongs to the cemetery workers. This shovel... This black painted stone is identical to the fragments found in the rope which we analysed at Baker Street and in the footprints of the Bishop of Knightsbridge's murderers. This dark, damp earth is the same type as that which was found at the Bishop of Knightsbridge's home. Here is our tree. Let us examine the inscriptions. Sally and John. This design was the last to be done. Sally and John is engraved here as a symbol of their love. Here is our tree. Let us examine the inscriptions. Sally and John. Nothing of interest here. Nothing of interest here. Nothing of interest here. Yes, it must be there. I need something. I need... This shovel belongs to the cemetery workers.
You frighten me, Holmes.
This must be the grave. Dig quickly, Watson.
Very well, Holmes. Look, a metal box.
The lock on this box is rather sophisticated. This box comes from a bank. The criminals must have held on to it after a hold-up. There we are. It is simplicity itself. This key must be important to be hidden here. A hammer covered in blood.
Holmes, there is someone in that hut.
I saw, Watson. Come, and keep your revolver at the ready, just in case. Open up. We're not the police. Do not be alarmed.
That's a strange way of reassuring someone. Holmes, they are children. My God, one of them is hurt.
What you want? Don't come any closer. Are you the police?
Don't be afraid. I am a doctor. I'm going to look at your friend's wound.
Wait, Watson. I've got some questions to ask these children.
This is urgent, Holmes. In this filthy place, the risk of infection is very high, and the wound could get worse with every second lost.
The immediate danger for these children is not so much the wound as Mr. Fletcher.
Who?
Look at the wound, Watson. It's thin and precise. It was made by a sharp, well-kept blade. Any other blade, less well-kept, would have torn the tissue around it, and its size would be irregular.
So what does that imply?
In this area, who would take such great care with a blade? A butcher, of course. And the only butcher in the area is Samuel Fletcher, who at this moment is replacing a window that has been forced open. He's a man to hold grudges, as anyone around here will tell you.
The children are in danger.
A man as skillful with a knife as a butcher, and with a bad reputation to match, could easily strike a fatal blow by cutting the child's jugular. If he hasn't done it, it's surely because these little thieves broke into his shop at night to steal a piece of meat. The poor lighting in this area saved them. I can assure you that Mr. Fletcher has spent the day trying to trace these children, and if he finds them, wounds will be the least of their problems.
That's true. What do you want? Don't let the butcher find us.
Justice is sometimes harsh, young man. If the police hear about this breaking and entering, they will see Mr. Fletcher's side of the story.
No! Don't call the police. Please, mister. We don't want to end up in prison.
I'm looking for a certain Kurtz.
I can't tell you, mister.
In that case, I must take the side of justice. You and your brother are thieves.
All right. Don't call the police. Kurtz is a dangerous madman. He's called the Colonel round here. I heard he was in the Boer War in Africa. He lives in Batty Street next to the wine shop. The way he smells, he must be a good customer.
Good. Watson, see to the wound. Never mind about the police.
We must protect these children from that butcher, Holmes.
It won't be necessary. I've had dealings with Samuel Fletcher before now. He's not the monster I made him out to be. If he had wanted to kill them, he would have done so, even in dim light. By wounding the little thief, he wanted to warn him never to set foot in his shop again. Forget Mr. Fletcher, Watson.
You mean you lied to frighten those poor children?
Exactly. Clever, wasn't it?
What do you think, Holmes?
Well, mister, that's a mighty fine outfit you're wearing there. You stand out like a sore thumb, and that's no lie. Watch that you don't get it all dirtied up, but you'd be welcome to come back to my place. It's not far, and I'd sponge it down for you.
Don't go back to Jenny's place. You'll get malaria.
Thank you, madam. I'm certain that you would make a very good job of it. That will not be necessary, however. But your thought was a kind one.
We'd best be leaving now, sir.
Here, please accept this sovereign as a token of my gratitude for your concern.
Well, I never. Thank you. That's right generous of you, my lordship.
You are very welcome, madam.
Madam, he calls me. Bless my garters. What a gent.
If you're ready now, sir.
Yes, let us go.
What a remarkable man, the Prince Woodville, to talk to such a woman as though she was an equal.
Let's find Batty Street.
My husband can't pay the rent. We've got nowhere to go.
Berners Street. This sign would appear to be that of an establishment not fit for honest folk. Batty Street. Batty Street. A wine and liquor seller. He must make a fortune in this area. Closed. Closed. Batty Street. Batty Street.
We aren't investigating down there, Holmes, are we? Are you sure?
Nothing of interest here.
Sorry, the market is closed. There's no more produce.
One further thing. You said that Grape Ape's friend...
The mall, the dispensary. I must say, they got...
There isn't a certain...
Listen, we didn't play for info about
The
it.
dispensary has got it.
Well, yeah, I just told you so.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
You ain't from round here. You shouldn't stay here. It ain't healthy.
Nothing of interest here. Whitechapel Street.
Bucks Road, where Polly Nichols met her death under the knife of the Ripper.
We haven't got a home or any work. What will become of us?
They leave us to die like dogs.
Bucks Road.
Whitechapel Street. We are in one of the main areas in the district. Ernest Street. Whitechapel Street. We are in one of the main areas in the district. Batty Street.
My God, Holmes, it's appalling. And the smell. But what could have happened here?
Stay calm, Watson. Take note of every detail and be careful not to move anything.
Very well, Holmes. What a horrible wound.
Size 9. Hobnail boots like those worn by laborers.
What a horrible wound. This part is in shreds. The skin tissue has decomposed, yet the death is recent.
The skin was deeply torn. Let us look at our deduction board, Watson. The dog's bowl is empty. Someone wrapped some meat up in this newspaper. The blood is still fresh. Someone... An old photo. It's written to our comrade Jeremy Kurtz from Commando J. Malan, Bloemfontein, 1883.
Kurtz served as a Boer commando. He fought against his country. Grapes! What are they doing there?
A torn piece of a letter. It seems to be a letter of dismissal.
This part is in shreds. The skin tissue has decomposed, yet the death is recent.
The skin was deeply torn.
This part... What?
The skin...
Grapes! Grape!
This is yesterday's newspaper. Someone brought food for the dogs, probably just before the fight broke out.
And just after they had been fed, they attacked a man to eat him. Incredible.
This bandage is a day or two old, no more.
What terrible wounds! The dogs must have been rabid. This part is in shreds. The skin tissue has decomposed, yet the death is recent. What?
This bandage is a... Only a dog could inflict so deep a wound, but it appears that the wound was gnawed at afterwards. This bandage... This bandage... This...
What?
This bandage... This bandage... It is a dog bite. I can see the tooth marks. This... This bandage... Please take note, Watson.
The same finger that we found at the Bishop of Knightsbridge's house. Holmes!
A military badge of the 58th Infantry Regiment of Her Majesty, and a letter stipulating Kurtz's exclusion from the unit. He served in 1881.
At that time, the regiment served in South Africa. Kurtz was in the Boer War.
Apparently, our friend Kurtz served in both camps in South Africa and was never a colonel. But that doesn't surprise me.
A traitor, deserter, and a false colonel. What a charming gentleman.
A newspaper covering the war in South Africa. Kurtz must have been following the war with some interest.
The Boer War is abominable, and it still rages. What do you think, Holmes?
The material on this tray is rather odd. Small burnt balls. A small burner.
A pipe with a strange smell.
There can be no doubt. Judging by the material on the tray and the pipe, the man smoked opium.
Opium? I doubt if this man could have made his drug here. He would have needed a real laboratory.
Let us look at our deduction board, Watson. let us look at our...
My deduction chart is incomplete, Holmes. We are missing an important detail.
Let's return to the clinic and ask if our friend might lend us his morgue for 2 hours.
What are you going to do?
I'm torn between a nap and a picnic.
Oh, I've had enough, Holmes.
The next step of our investigation, Watson, leads us inevitably to a post-mortem. As you're well aware, in the instance where a body's vital organs no longer function, every minute is vital. Be quick now and procure the room while I arrange the transport.
Very well. I will see you later. Grant, you are still here. I need to ask a favour from you.
What sort of favour, my dear friend?
Might I use your morgue for a couple of hours? It concerns an affair of the greatest
Use the morgue? Whatever for? Letting you poke your nose in everywhere is one thing, but closing my eyes to I don't know what unsavoury practices.
No, it's nothing like that.
No, it isn't possible. Sorry.
Grant, listen to me.
Don't insist. Where do you think you are? Perhaps because you come from the rich area, you think you are entitled to do whatever you like. But here in Whitechapel, it's the real world. You understand? The real world, where we have to take risks. Do you even know what that means? And this shabby health centre where I've been stagnating for years, it's a public establishment under my authority, for whatever that's worth. I'm responsible for it. Responsible. Do you understand?
Of course I understand, Grant.
Good.
I understand, first and foremost, that you are a coward.
What?
A coward, I said, sitting on your backside behind a desk for years, complaining about your fate without even trying to change a single thing about it.
I won't allow you.
And you dare to talk to me about risks? I, who was wounded in Afghanistan while in Her Majesty's service, and who, for a great many years, has taken part in some of the most dangerous criminal investigations the country has ever known.
But...
As for being responsible, as you call it, it begins with doing your job properly, particularly when one is a doctor and caring for the poorest people within our society. The real life? Ha ha! Don't make me laugh. I am a doctor too, Grant, don't forget. And I'm ashamed of my profession when I see the state of this centre.
It's not my...
So, your disgusting morgue, you are going to allow me to use it, dear friend, because I urgently need it for a vitally important affair that is way over your head, and whether it pleases you or not. Understood?
If you want to be like that about it, do whatever you like. I wash my hands of the entire thing.
That doesn't surprise me. This is a dismal place. Have you ever carried out a post-mortem, Holmes? It requires a great deal of precision.
Don't worry, I learn quickly. Hand me a bone saw.
What should we do next, Holmes? Go carefully, Holmes, even so.
Hmm?
I must clean the body first. No, it is No. I must mark the places to cut. I can't do... My notches are ready. I can't do that. I can't. I can't do... No, it is unnecessary. A ball of paper, swallowed recently. I can't do that.
Go carefully, Holmes, even so.
I can't do that.
Go carefully, Holmes, even so.
This liquid found in the lungs should be able to tell us something.
What should we do next, Holmes?
I must analyze the contents of my pipette.
Chemistry material.
And smells as bad as the one in our sitting room at Baker Street.
Chemistry.
And smells as bad as the...
This liquid found in the lungs should be able to tell us something. I must analyze. I must analyze the clues. I haven't finished my analysis. I must analyze. I haven't finished. I must analyze the clues. Poison, and apparently very virulent. That was a most instructive post-mortem. This man was murdered by his accomplices because of his missing finger.
I see. He was overly conspicuous, walking around with a bandaged hand, as the police would have been looking for a man with a missing finger. But how did they manage to disguise the murder by making it look like a dog attack?
The post-mortem revealed the presence of poison in his system. Everything points to it being a less potent form of the poison we found in the bishop's rooms. This man died as much from the poison as from fighting against those animals. I believe this new version of the substance provokes such a rage that the victim attacks anything in his path, and in this instance it was dogs. We're dealing with sorcerers' apprentices whose creations are ever evolving. They are attempting to obtain a particular effect, and they try out their formulae on human guinea pigs.
You're saying that his accomplices forced him to drink it?
No, he took it himself, voluntarily. The poison wasn't to be found in his blood, but in his lungs. I also discovered numerous traces of opium.
I'm beginning to see. They mixed this horrible poison with his opium, knowing that he would soon smoke it to ease the pain caused by his wound.
Exactly. And such a profound knowledge of both chemistry and toxicology is uncommon. Very well. We know the reason and the manner, but we're really not any further ahead. How will we find the two other men who murdered the bishop? By going to 13 Burner Street. It is in this area.
But where did you get that address, Holmes?
From his stomach.
I see. He wanted to get rid of the address.
No, he wanted revenge.
I don't follow you.
When the man with the missing finger began to feel the effects of the poison, he knew that he was going to die, and he knew that there would be a post-mortem. Shall we go?